this is why we're in front of the Greyhound station, because this is how she got to Chicago. And I would like to send a special thank you to Vera Giles, Martin G. Johnson, and Notora L. These are Chicago organizers that have used their platform to help us while we had to navigate through some of the hard areas in the west side of Chicago. This wasn't easy. Before this situation took place, I didn't know Bunny. And when she gave me a call and told me she had a situation where her daughter was missing, and not only missing, but in Chicago, my only words were, let's go. We didn't know what we were going to run into. We didn't know what was going to happen. All she had was an address. All she had was an address that was on LeClaren and Division in Chicago at a gas station, where her daughter attempted to call her father after getting away from whoever he was that was abusing her. She got away, got to this location over there, made a call to her dad, who didn't get the phone call. And then when he called it back, the guy told him the address where she made the call. And that's all we had to go on. So I'm going to introduce her mom, Bonnie Bruno, so she can have some words.
Okay, so many emotions right now. I'm happy, but I want to cry at the same time. I am so grateful for people in Chicago, people here in Milwaukee that were on Facebook, that were being supportive. All that supportive energy is what brought her home. Us being positive and driven and sharing, those shares helped tremendously. You guys are a part of why she is home, and you guys are a part of why she is no longer going through trauma every day. My daughter left May 17th, and I just brought her home yesterday morning. She was gone over a month. That entire time, she has been through things you cannot imagine. And we are going to go through a healing process. So I'm asking the community, I'm asking everyone to please, if you know of any resources, we could use them. We really could. We're just going to take it day by day, and I'm just going to love her up, and we'll get through. But I want to give a special thank you to Tory Lowe. As he just said, I didn't know him. I called him, and I told him that I wasn't getting any help here. It took 4 weeks for police to mark my daughter critical missing, which wasn't right because of mental illness. She should have automatically been critical missing. Because she aired 4 weeks later, a person saw her, recognized her from the Greyhound station, and said to me, inboxed me, that they had saw her. And that was my first tip. I shared this tip with MPD, and they took a while to get surveillance from the Greyhound station here. When they did have it, I saw it, and I said, that's my daughter. I said, what are we going to do? We'll give you a call. Is their response? Well, what are we going to do, though? We'll give you a call. That's their response. And I said, well, should I go there? You can do what you want, is what I was told. And so when I did get over to Chicago with my tip, it was a tip, just one tip, went a long way. CPD couldn't help me because they had no information. No one was cooperative with CPD from MPD the entire time I was there. CPD helped me as much as they could while I was there. We couldn't open a case. When you have a case open in another state, you cannot open a case anywhere else. It was only because of a video that went live, and I haven't watched this video. I don't want to see this video. But because of that, CPD was able to get involved because this crime had taken place there. And they were very, very proactive. My time there was amazing. It was very emotional. People use their platforms there, activists there, Martin G. Johnson, Vera Norris, and it was Natora L, that's E-L, who brought my daughter home, who took my daughter and put her life at risk to bring my daughter to me. I want to thank those people. I want to thank everyone from that community who came out of their house to walk with us and pass out flyers. I want to thank those who drove 2 and 3 hours because they heard my cry and they wanted to help get Armoni home. And I want you to know that we did it. You guys, we did it. We did it. She is home. She is safe. She is loved. She is being reassured how loved she is. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And I just want people to know that MPD dropped the ball on this one, and this shouldn't happen. We have so many girls in Milwaukee alone missing. There are, when I checked, there are 1,600 girls missing. 1,100 of those girls are African American. At some point, we have to start policing ourselves. We can't expect them to do a whole lot. They're not even taking any blame. There was a post that said that they brought my daughter home. That is absolutely incorrect. That is not correct. Had they proceeded with all the leads that I had given them, maybe she would have gotten home sooner. But she's home now, and I'm overjoyed. I'm happy. I'm just happy. I don't even know how to thank everyone. I can't find the words, but I'm pretty sure you guys understand. I'm grateful. Any questions?
So who are these guys? Are they in custody?
They are, to my knowledge, they are not in custody as of now. We do have addresses. We have names. Detectives in Chicago are working on this. These guys are basically on the run right now.
So just to clarify, did she know them or?
She did not know them. She, the trip to Chicago was someone lured her there from social media, told her that they were someone that they weren't, abused her.
So then she got on the bus here.
She got on the bus here. She went to Chicago where this person said that they were someone that they weren't.
Were they posing as like a boyfriend or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she thought they were her boyfriend.
Okay.
So, what's that?
Was she by herself when she got
She was by herself.
Was she trafficked then when she was there? Was it that?
Yes.
So was it that person in Chicago? Were they trying to lure her there?
For that reason?
Yeah.
It was for that reason.
And so what would your message be to other parents who maybe are dealing with something similar?
Right. If you do have children, and you know, first I want to say hug them, love them, kiss them, reassure them that you love them, because that goes a long way. My message for any parent who has a missing child right now, because there are so many, especially girls, don't give up. Where there is a will, there is a way. I stayed determined. When I didn't know she was in Chicago, I was here every day, making my voice heard with or without the support of law enforcement. At some point, the love you have for your children you have to be determined. We have to love our children, and for the entire community. I mean, we have to do better. We have to do better. When you see something isn't right, you have to, when it's not right, your gut tells you it's not right, you have to speak up. It is your job. It is our job as a community to speak up for our children. They are children. They depend on us. And people are taking advantage of them. Sick people are taking advantage of them, and it is our job to make sure that this does not happen and these numbers decrease. It's overlooked. I was told, and I quote, well, she's gone missing before. Maybe she'll come back. And that was MPD's last response to me when I reached out and asked if they could simply cooperate with CPD.
Do you think race played a role in this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe if my daughter was a white girl, she would have got air that first night. I believe if my daughter was a white girl, they would have took all my leads seriously. I believe if my daughter was a white girl, here in Milwaukee, I may have had more supporters.
When did you report her missing? What day?
She left May 17th in a vehicle. Her sister spotted her leaving out. She says, "Mom, Armoni's leaving in a car." I run to the window, they're gone. So this person knew to speed off quick. I sat on the porch almost until morning. There were birds chirping, just hoping that they would pull up or she would come back. But there was nothing. So that morning, I went to District 6 and I made my report. Exactly.
And this person who found her and saved her, how were they able to do that?
She, because of this video, and everyone knowing that we were looking for her, because when I tell you Chicago was extremely concerned and they were so proactive. They had people, these individuals, these activists there, I named them before, Vera Norris, Martin G. Johnson, and Natura L. They were so proactive with their platforms that everyone knew she was missing. So when this video was live, it was only 23 minutes old when it got over to our activists. And we knew it was her. And what happened was we continued our search. We went through some of the roughest neighborhoods. Even some of the people who were with us in Chicago were afraid to go in certain areas, but Tory Lowe wasn't. He wasn't afraid of anything. They even told him he had on the wrong colors. He didn't care. He was there. And
Did you have to physically get her? How'd you get her away from this person?
Natura L physically got her away from this person. She was going back and forth with this person on the phone, reassuring them that they weren't in any trouble, and if they gave me my daughter, I would leave the city. And she convinced them, and it took her 8 hours of talking, and this person hanging up, and then calling again, hanging up, calling again. All she had was a hope that they would call back, because they called private. And they kept calling back, and she said what she needed to say. But she didn't deliver. So now it's so critical that law enforcement get these people, because her life could be in danger.
And I understand your daughter's like mentally and emotionally distraught right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is she physically okay?
No.
So they hurt her physically?
Yes. Before we left, she was hospitalized. When we got home, she was hospitalized as well. I wanted to proceed with doctors here as opposed to there. And we have a lot of appointments coming up for a lot of different things. There is severe trauma, but we're going to get through.
Do you feel comfortable sharing those injuries with us?
I don't. Just because, I would if it was myself, but my daughter has her whole life ahead of her.
Okay. Your daughter, I don't know if she shared this with you, but when she made that phone call at that gas station, did she say why she did that? I mean, she must have been terrified at that point.
One of my first questions after, of course, hugging her and everything was, why didn't you call me? Because I didn't sleep. My phone was by my ear if I did fall asleep for maybe an hour or so. There was no sleep. She said she thought too much time had gone by and I was upset with her. So she reached out to him to ask me, would I not be mad at her so she could come home?
But when she was at that gas station and she made that phone call, was she in fear of her life?
She was. The entire time she was there, she was mistreated. There was a point where she was sleeping on a bench at a park, and she woke up to girls hitting her, and they cut her hair off.
What did this guy say to convince her she shouldn't run away, that she had to stay there?
She was walking aimlessly at this point. She's No sleep for 3 days, no nourishment. She lived off of chips and water, and that would be from just people giving her change. She said she was walking. She was so tired. Her feet do have blisters on them and sores. She stated at this point, this person pulls up on her and says, "What are you, like 16?" She says she keeps walking, and then they say, "Get in the car," and she stops. She says she's so tired at this moment. She wants to sit down. This person is offering her a seat. Is how she looked at it at this point. She said this person took her to a liquor store. She was kind of dizzy from not eating, but she did see them put pills in the drink. They told her to drink it. She really didn't want to. She stated, "My belly hurts," and they forced her. There were acts that took place that were not on camera.
So this is a different person than the person.
This is a different person, exactly. So her entire time in Chicago was trauma after trauma after trauma.
So one
What
person
happened after
lured her
she
down
was
there,
lured?
and then she got away?
Right.
Or what happened?
She was with that person for 2 weeks, and she was mistreated every day. She was beaten, like every day, sometimes twice a day. She was afraid. She thought she was going to die every day. When that person went to sleep, she was afraid to go, but she said, "I knew I wasn't going to live another day if I didn't try." She got out of there, and she said she walked for so long she didn't even know how she ended up where she ended up, but she ended up on that west side.
With this person from the Facebook video?
Not yet. She proceeded to, there was a person at a Family Dollar who did let her come and take a shower. They fed her. They were nice to her. They told her she could stay there. And they were going to give her money for a bus ticket when they got their paychecks, is what was told to me. And there is footage of that on Tory's page. And these people were nice to her. She did tell me that without me even asking her or bringing them up. She said there was people that were nice to me, but when I left from there, I didn't know how to get back there. Her reason for leaving there was because she was afraid of everyone at this point. So she just felt like, okay, I was able to take a shower and change my clothes. Let me go before something happens here. So that's why she didn't stay, because I couldn't understand, why didn't you just stay? And that was her response, and I understand. I get it. She felt like she had to keep going, is what she told me. She's like, "Mom, I just walked and walked until I couldn't anymore." My daughter, when she left, she was 170. She now weighs 149. Yeah. She has visible stretch marks everywhere from the weight coming off so rapidly. Yeah, we got to do better.
And these were all grown men.
Absolutely, yes. Her entire encounter was adults.
You think this originally stemmed from sex trafficking?
Correct.
But then when she was picked up by these other men, they also sexually assaulted her. And
Exactly.
beat her.
Yep.
So she was victimized, as you said.
Yeah.
multiple
Yep.
times.
Yep.
And for you guys, if you want to share your story, you guys were looking for 3 days straight, no sleep.
Yeah, every day we had to report back here because Tory, he helps a lot of people. A lot of people depend on him. So he would have to be back here, no sleep. I mean, we would be over there until the wee hours. I mean, I always knew it was time to come back home because of the chirping of the birds. We would come back, and he wouldn't have sleep. He would make a court appearance with someone, or he would be going to bat for someone. And this was every day. The day we picked my daughter up, he went out to Madison to help someone. No sleep again. So I don't even know how he does this. This is what he does. I can tell you that for me, my drive with no sleep and just going was my baby. And it's that simple.
I would like to say that I'm very proud of this mom, because in this community, everybody knows I don't go by the police criteria for missing. If a mother don't know where their child is, I'm on it. And I don't need to wait 24 hours. I feel like the quicker we can get to the situation, the quicker we can bring them home. But I'm very proud of this mother because she fought and she had ups and downs. I'm very proud of the Chicago activists that we have named. They sacrificed their time and energy. I'm very proud of the Chicago residents that started gathering. They sacrificed their time and energy. I am very proud of the Facebook detectives. They dug through everything. I was getting pictures, addresses. I'm very proud of what took place because it took unity and it took communication and it took sacrifice to bring a girl that's been missing for 30 days back home. That was in the west side of Chicago where it's known. Cicero and Madison, Chicago Avenue. I mean, these places are known human traffic areas. Some of the toughest neighborhoods on the west side of Chicago. And we went there fearless, and we were determined to bring Armoni home.
Tory, what do you think would have happened had you guys not run to get Armoni?
I don't even want to imagine what would have happened to Armoni if we had not put forth the effort.
I can tell you what my daughter said. She told me, Mom, had you guys not gotten me away from those people, I wouldn't be alive. And those are her words. And that was very hard for me to hear.
I just want to say one thing about the MPD. I got a call on the way home, and we had Armoni in the back seat. She was sleeping. And I got a call from a detective, and he called unknown from Milwaukee. He said, Tory, I heard a rumor that Armoni was found. And I told him, no, it's not a rumor. We got her. And he just hung up the phone. And I was finna say it's not because of what nothing you have done. But I understand that the MPD has a lot of issues. And they're working on a lot of issues. But at the same time, they should know at this point, if I give them a call, they should know to respond. Because this is not the first time that something have happened in this community. It's well documented that I have done things, and sometimes, I mean, we don't have the best community relationship with MPD, but they should know that we need them. We need them in our community, and we need us to work sometimes together to resolve some of these tough issues. And all I'm saying to MPD today is that you have to understand that if we don't work together, there's nothing that we can do to heal the differences that we have. And when I extend the olive branch to say, I know where this killer is, I know where this girl is, I know where this thing is, and you take your time for somebody that's been out here 8 years doing this all day, that's very sad. And I'm hoping that they reach out to this family and see if they can issue some resources. Because they didn't have anything to do. They didn't even help us when we were in Chicago. And I was hoping that they would allow us to have surveillance footage at these gas stations, because we were going to these gas stations, and they said, we can't get the footage from the gas stations. But you know what? We had to wheel and deal, and I got all the footage in my phone. I got the footage. I got all of this documented. I will be releasing a video online, a short video, 5-minute video tonight of this situation. But I'm going to tell you this, it takes a village. And when one sheep is lost, the shepherd do not sleep until that one sheep is back in the fold. And we have her. Armoni's home. And we need justice. See, it's not over.
Nope.
We need justice, and those guys that are out here that have violated her, that have abused her, raped her, beat her, your days is numbered. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you guys for coming out.
Thank you. I thought it would be better to just get everyone together as opposed to doing it one by one. So.